friend invites you to a Halloween party and asks you to bring a spooky appetizer. What do you make? A spooky charcuterie board. Let's go. All right, here's the skeleton. So cute. All right, let's go. So I used Cosmic apple, but you can use any apple. Just slice it up, and we're going to be using the apples for the rib cage, which looks super, super cool. Next, I take a French baguette. I ended up only using half of the baguette, but you could use the rest and then, put it in a bag, bring it to the party, and then have it as people eat the baguette. Then I used a sharp cheddar cheese. So buy sharp cheddar cheese and then slice them for the hands. They stand perfectly. I know it's not 5 fingers. You can use carrots also as fingers, but they work perfectly. They look absolutely fantastic. So sharp cheddar cheese for the hands. Next, we're going to take fresh figs and slice them in half. And the fresh figs are going to be used for the joints, so the knees and the arms. They look super cool. I put 2 on the bottom, and then I placed 2 on top. Next, you're going to take the triple cream cheese, slice it right down the middle, and this will make the skeleton's face. It works perfectly. So I laid out parchment paper on a board. The board is approximately, I wrote down the inches, about, I think it's 36 by like 18, but you grab any kind of board, in your garage, or I cleaned it off, of course. So now I'm going to use the grapes for the hair, and I'm just literally kind of placing them, looking like braids or dreads or curly hair, and they're so cute. And just place them on top there. And I do have my kitchen scissors. Grapes aren't always perfect, so kind of trimming off the parts that don't line. I'm using the baguette, and so you're just placing it down, the baguettes in a row, and then in between the baguette, I am placing the crackers. So 3 to 2 crackers right in between, and just nestling them right in there, and they actually stay perfectly. So just kind of pop them in there, and then again, bring the crackers and the baguette to the party, or if it's at your house, then have them on the side. And then as people are, your guests are eating, then you can replace them as they disappear. All right, now here comes the fun part. I ended up using prosciutto for the upper intestine, so just ripping off a piece, kind of twisting it up in my hand, and then in balls so that people can just grab. All right, then for the lower intestines, I ended up using dry salami, and I'm just going to be placing the dry salami, underneath the prosciutto. And it was really easy. It was simple. People can just grab the pieces of salami. Now for the ribs, I use the Cosmic apples, and I'm just placing them, layering them for the ribs. They look so cool. This, I think, might be besides the intestines, this might be my ultimate favorite part. They just look so good. So use pumpkin spice straws for the legs and arms. So what I just did was just create, like the upper part and then the lower part. And then I ended up putting the figs in between for the joints. So I just tuck them in, and you couldn't take, if that bothers you, don't put them right next to it, but have them like that. And then also you can use cheese straws instead. You can make your own if you want, but it's just easy, just to buy these. These work, and they're perfect, and they're delicious, and it's a little sweet. And once you're done, then you're going to add the figs, and the figs create just kind of a cool look for the joints there. Just kind of put them in between. And then I put two figs on top of them. And I kind of think it looks better that way. But again, it's up to you. You know, be creative. If you don't want to use figs, you can always use something else. But the figs, they're really fun. And of course, their figs are always delicious. So for the feet, I ended up using dried apricots. And I just created almost like a shoe. I mean, you could probably make it a little bit, neater, I guess. But I just threw them down and everyone recognized them as shoes. And then I took the cashew and just added it on top. I'm not crazy about almonds because I've cracked a tooth on an almond before. But you could use almonds, cashews, macadamia nuts, any type of nut would work. So then I just sprinkled them on top, and absolutely delicious with the dried apricots. Now I just added the hands, the sharp cheddar cheese. I just took the chunks and literally just put them right on the end of. Last but not least, I created the face and I used Kalamata olives. I just made two eyes, a nose, and then I placed the map. Okay. And again, you don't need to use Kalamata olives. You could use the grapes, but I love Kalamata olives, so I really wanted to incorporate them into the skeleton. We ended up removing a couple to make it look more scary at the end, and I'll show you that. So now that the face is done, we just need to have two bowls. One, I used a mustard, a ground mustard. And then I also created a bowl of a apple spice chutney, which is absolutely fabulous. And again, you could use any chutney, that would do. And there you have it, spooky charcuterie board just for Halloween. Enjoy.